Thank you for tuning into my channel. It's Whip It Wednesday for Wednesday, September 18th, 2019. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. I've been really excited to get a few things done this week. I actually have a new project that I started, and I try not to start new projects. You know, I have my whole shoebox thing, and so I didn't plan on starting another project, but I was super inspired by something that I saw, and I'm going to share it with you at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. One thing that I've been working on this week is the binding for my Pieces of My Heart quilt. I'll put a picture of the quilt here in the video, but I wanted to show the binding that I've done. I have it all folded up because it's pretty large, and so I'm not going to unfold it to show you. But you can see like that there are just a couple of little quilted, not quilted, bound lines here. So here's one, and then this is it. So I've done about, I've almost completed one of the long sides, and then the next part is going to be one of the short sides. So I've been working on that a little bit every day. I have the sleeve here as well, and I showed you this in my last video, but here it is. It's all completed and sewn. I'm just working on putting the finishing touches on the binding. It's a really cool quilt. I can't wait to see it all done, and I'm really trying to find somewhere that I can enter it into some shows. So cool. The next thing that I've been working on, I'm going to move the quilt to the side here. Oh. The next thing that I've been working on is my polyester pieces. I have stabilized these. If you have been following my channel, you saw that I did get these stabilized, and I cut them. Let me see if I can spread this whole thing out. There are two panels. Here is the smaller panel, and I will put a picture of both of the panels here, and I have a link to the series for this project. These are panels that were pieced by my late grandmother, and so I'm going to finish them out and do a quilt with them, where this is the poly side, and then the other part that I have here is the ester side. Hopefully in the next week I'm going to start pressing the accompaniment fabrics, and I've already done a video to show the fabrics that I chose. So hopefully in the next week I'll start pressing those, and I will probably do the poly side first because I feel like that's going to be the most difficult to put together because of the shape of it. So that's probably going to be one of the next things that I do, but I wanted to just show you that I have the ends stabilized and the edges are straight. Now the last thing that I'm going to show you, I have recently, I've been inspired by a video that I saw last week, and it's from RS Island Crafts, and I'll put a link to the video that she made last week, because she was making some selvage zipper pouches, and there's a link to a blog that had a post for how to make them. And so I was really inspired, and I was like, I want to try that, and I did. I have some leftover selvages. I normally do not keep selvages, but I found these in a Moda scrap bag. So if you have watched my Whip It Wednesdays, I'm working on the A Star Is Born quilt from Cozy Quilt Designs, and this is the fabric. These are the selvages from that fabric line that I'm using. And Cameron, I don't know if you can zoom in on this, but so the name of this line is Sun Drops by Corey Yoder for Moda. And what I liked about it is that it had this little phrase. She used bits of sunshine to make beautiful things. And I really love that. And so as I was cutting the strips, I set aside these selvages. And I wasn't sure what I would do with them. But I did, once I saw Robin make that project, I actually attempted a little zipper bag. All right, and so you can see that it's the selvages from the fabric. And I think normally they're not this small. These pieces were only about a ½ inch. And so it took a lot to fill up my little batting panels. And then I tried to make sure, like if you look almost halfway, I tried to put that whole little phrase in there. She used bits of sunshine to make beautiful things. And so you can see it here. And then it's also on the back, but it's upside down. Um, but this is a really interesting project. It was not hard, but I did have a few little issues with it. And so what I did was I emailed Robin. Let me show you the issues that I had. First, this zipper. I'm using old metal zippers that I've had forever. And so that is a challenging part, but I'm not going to really worry about that. It is what it is. But my issue is that at the ends, I have these gaps where there's leftover zipper. So you can see it right here. And then there's one over here near the top of the zipper. Well, no, this is the bottom of the zipper. So this one's near the top, and there's kind of a gap. So even if I close it, there's a gap. And so I emailed her and for some help, and she suggested that I add some zipper tabs. So I found a video. I'm going to add zipper tabs to any other bags I make like this. But one cool thing that I now think that I'm going to start collecting selvages. I just love this bag, and I love the pattern and everything. And then when I cut the fabric for the lining for this bag, this is actually called, what is it called? Meadow Friends. And this is a little dot from that line by Deb Strain for Moda. And so I cut off this selvage. Like I said, on mine, these are about 1 inch, but I think normally they're much bigger. And look at this little selvage. For the colors, it has little ladybugs. It's so cute. So I think I am going to start collecting some selvages. And when I did the swirl for my other, for the backing for the pieces of my heart quilt, I did set aside this selvage. I actually had already put it in my dog bed, but once I saw the zipper pouch, I went ahead and just pulled it out and kept it. So I think I am going to start collecting selvages so I can. I was looking for another way to make these bags because I don't have a lot of selvages. And my school is having a fall festival, and I'd love to sell these at the festival. So what I decided to do is when I looked through my stash, I needed a fabric that wouldn't unravel. And I have these leftover pieces from a t-shirt quilt or a jersey quilt that I made a couple summers ago. And I'm going to cut these down into strips and then sew them in the same style as this selvage bag. Since I think it'll be okay, since the ends won't fray. If you look right here, you can see that this, whatever this jersey fabric is, there are no fraying ends. It doesn't come apart. So I have lots of different colors, and so I feel like, and I like t-shirts. This is a sleeve from a t-shirt, and I think that it'll make an interesting texture on a bag that's made kind of like this. So I'm really excited to do that. I have about 4 weeks to 5 weeks to pull my to make my bags and all that. My goal is going to be 25 bags. This week I'm just going to cut my batting rectangles to get started, and then next week I'll be cutting strips and making my zipper tabs and all that. So hopefully I can have the 25 bags by the day I need them. But when I saw this project, I just love it. I just was so inspired that I wanted to make one right away. So if you have any questions about the projects that you've seen today, please leave them in the comments below. I've gotten a lot of good feedback about both the polyester quilt and the pieces of my heart quilt, and so I definitely appreciate that. The pattern for the pieces of my heart quilt, you can find it on my Etsy. I'll link that in the description as well. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!